How the Rams can shut down Julio and the latest on the coaching carousel. Tonight, 7 Eastern.
Hi, I'm Bruce Arians of the Arizona Cardinals, and you're watching Good Morning Football.
One of our favorite guests ever on Good Morning Football, Bruce Arians, with a shout out there, retiring as the head coach of the Cardinals, retiring from the league yesterday. All right, Good Morning Football to you. We're live in New York City. Peter and Kyle and Nate and Kay and Will out in the NFL newsroom in LA.
What's going on there, Kay? That is quite the intro. And that was when he was in studio, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's when you got the jersey too, right?
No, Michael Bidwell gave the jersey.
Oh, yeah, that was the owner.
That was my friend Michael.
Either way, cool seeing him there in studio, but sad to see him go. Had a brilliant career in the NFL. In terms of Green Bay, news there, the Packers front office maintaining obviously a level of consistency and stability over 2 decades. So it came as a shock when NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported longtime GM Ted Thompson would transition to another role in the organization. The Packers are now actively searching for his replacement. Dom Capers will also need to be replaced after 9 seasons as the defense coordinator in Green Bay, as Ian also reported. Capers guiding a top 5 ranked defense to a Super Bowl win in 2009. We saw the unit end up toward the bottom of the league 4 out of his last 7 years. Like Capers, John Fox is out of a job after the Bears fired him. The team did extend GM Ryan Pace through 2021. Pace shoulders the blame for another disappointing season, but believes the future outlook is much brighter with Mitchell Trubisky.
We don't have a bye to where we can have a break and then see who we play next week. No, we ain't got none of that. What we do have is trash bags, and that's cleaning out our lockers and going forward. And look forward to 2018. I can guarantee it'll be a better outcome than this one.
Okay, literally every time Josh Norman is in front of a microphone, I am like that Michael Jackson eating popcorn gif. I can't get enough, right?
100%.
And just as a side note, I love the scented trash bags. That's I throw that out there. Those are fantastic.
Really?
I love it. I love that. I've heard them before.
It's too much, I feel like. That said,
Really?
Josh Norman, we saw at the Super Bowl. He was on our show.
Yeah,
he's on the red carpet for NFL honors. Always fun to talk to Josh Norman. I cannot wait for the inevitable mid-May making the case for where Kirk Cousins should play next year.
Oh, I'm already writing this.
Here
thinking of it.
On GMFB. Will Silva, you are the greatest. We'll talk to you in a little bit. Week 17 all wrapped up. So time to tell you what we learned after this week. I will start. Sometimes when I'm trying to find my what we learned, I like to go to like the tabs of the statistics and whatever.
Sure.
I was looking at all these teams that made it in the playoffs, since the playoff picture is now crystal clear. What do they all have in common? Well, I was looking at something that I found, but on the way to that, I found a really crazy thing. So pop quiz for you guys.
Okay.
Which team led the league in rushing this year? Led the league in rushing.
Chiefs? Jaguars?
How did you get that?
I don't know. They run
It took me like 12 guys. I would never.
I ruined it. I'm sorry.
No,
Is it the Bears?
No, I would never have guessed Jags.
I'm sorry,
The Jags do lead the list at 141.1 yards a game. But that led me to what I really learned. I want you guys to take the list. Take a look at this. Who runs the world? Run games do. Take a look at the 9 out of top 10 rushing attacks this season. They're all in the postseason.
That's amazing.
Minus Dallas. 90%. That is no coincidence. Listen, nostalgia came back in a big way in 2017 with Denham, Doc Martens, Roseanne, and the value of the running back position. Last year, it was just half. Just 5 of the 10 top rushing teams making it into the postseason. So I just feel like teams are valuing them more. We were talking about the draft. It was don't take a running back early in the draft. Look at the running backs that are in the draft or in the postseason after last year's draft. Fournette, he's in. So is McCaffrey. Dalvin Cook's team is in. He'd be in if he was healthy. Kamara, Hunt, all in the playoffs. Joe Mixon, the only rookie taken in the first 3 rounds of last year's NFL draft that are in it. So taking a running back was a pretty savvy choice.
Hey, you're spitting facts.
You are, and Gurley's a top 10 pick. He's this is what it is.
I feel like next time your team, your home team that you root for, drafts one early or signs one to a significant deal, maybe chill out, because you do need a quarterback and a defense and some luck, but having a solid running game is back.
I love it. Gurley, Le'Veon.
And Kyle, you called it. I remember having this argument with you.
I remember that in August.
Like, they're back. We're back. Running backs are back. I'm like, no, they're not. It's a passing league.
Yeah.
And you're You're right.
We did a thing. I was like Return of the Run guys, and it was Kareem with lightsabers and Gurley and Fournette. And you're like, come on, no. I'm like, well, here we are. Yeah. Okay, that was facts right there.
9 out of 10 teams.
It's a bad look for the Cowboys, really.
And if you look at the Super Bowl teams last year, you look at what the Pats had in the running game. James White was unbelievable in that game. Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman were so instrumental in the success of the Falcons. Running backs are
You know
back.
who's not on that list? The 3 teams that are in the playoffs: the Steelers, the Falcons, and the Titans. Do you think the Steelers would have been inside the top?
Exotic smash mouth.
They got Antonio and Martavis and Juju. They got it all. I'm looking at the playoff field, and it finally developed over the weekend. We finally knew what we were going to get moving forward. What I learned is that being good is not good enough. Let me tell you what I mean. At first, I had this reaction. All of us did. What teams didn't get in? They should have been in. The Chargers really should have gotten in. No, they should not have gotten in. I look at it this way. The movie Unforgiven won the Best Picture. The scene at the end, Gene Hackman's lying on the ground, and Clint Eastwood's looking over him with the rifle, and Gene Hackman says, I don't deserve this. And Eastwood says, deserve's got nothing to do with it. All right? Deserve has nothing to do with any of these teams that didn't get in. Look at the winning teams, winning records that didn't get in. Yeah. I feel sorry for absolutely none of them. The Chargers, all right? I can even forgive the 0-4 start. By the way, let me read you this quote, all right? I'm looking at this. There's an AP reporter, Greg Bisham, who covers the Chargers. He quoted an anonymous Charger leaving the locker room after the Week 17. He says, the quote is, quote, Buffalo, bleep. We scored 50 on them, and they're in the playoffs. Well, they're also in the playoffs because they didn't start 0-4, all right? That's why I do not sympathize. I can even forget the 0-4 start, the kicker problems. Why don't you just show up against Kansas City on Saturday nights? That was everything. You win that game, you're off and running. You laid an egg that game. I don't feel sorry for you. The Ravens, I can't even look at you guys. All they had to do was win. Didn't need any help. You were at home against a bad Bengals team playing without Vontez Burfict, and you can't knock the ball down on a 4th and 12 to go to the playoffs?
What is this angry run at this point?
Yes,
so
deserve's got nothing to do with it. They deserve nothing. The Cowboys, Week 16 against the Lions, against the Seahawks, you scored 12 points at home. Maybe the worst Seahawks team we've seen in 6 years, and you couldn't beat them. The Lions, you also lost to the Bengals in Week 16. Lions, beat a good team. You beat one back in Week 4 in Minnesota. Beat a good team. Maybe you can go to the playoffs. The Seahawks, try to keep Todd Gurley under 9,000 yards rushing on your home field, okay? Maybe you can go to the playoffs. Then you lost 3 of your last 4 games. You got nothing. I hear athletes say all the time after a loss, I feel like the better team lost today. No, they didn't. The better team has never lost in the history of athletics. The best team wins every single time. Listen, life's not always fair. Usual Suspects didn't get nominated for Best Picture. Babe did. A pig movie. Pet Sounds. No Grammys, all right? And the playoff teams that didn't get in did not deserve to get in because deserve's got nothing to do with it. See you next year. Woo! That's it. Angry Brand. Win more games.
That was an angry Brand.
It was. It's a Tuesday kind of day.
You're so mad.
I got the vein pulsing over here, don't I?
I know what really grinds my gears? I felt bad about it all day on Sunday, but then I thought, do your business against the Chiefs.
Well, same with the Ravens.
Take care of business.
I've got a lot of people that are Ravens fans, and if you can't beat the Bengals, you had no shot in the playoffs. You had no shot.
You're at home. The Bengals are bad. Their best linebacker is out. You have 4th and 12. You can't